Aujourd'hui, nous allons parler de Max KEISER.
So BlackRock's terrible.
You're right. You're going to hell, buddy, and you're gonna burn for eternity because you're a crackhead, just like all those Next dealers. You're gonna burn forever in hell with Jamie. All right, continue. Let me explain something to you right now. Okay, here's a $10 bill. This is garbage. This is garbage. Your people in South Africa, you have your rand, right? That's going to zero. That's going to zero. This is going to zero too. Euros are going to zero. The yen's going to zero. The Chinese currency is going to zero. It's all going to zero against Bitcoin. If you don't understand that yet, you're going to be impoverished. You're going to be on the street. You're going to be begging. You're going to be out of business. You're going to be toast.
Max, do you know that it's a criminal?
Wall Street is fraud, America is fraud, the world is fraud, banks are fraud, central banks are fraud. We live in an era of fraud. It's all based on fraud.
Machine. And they look at you and they say, you've got something I want. I want to steal it. I want to kill you. I want to kill you. This is the way Jamie Dimon wakes up. Ding dong, good morning. I want to kill all the people in America. And then his wife says, coffee, dear? Then he takes out a knife. No! And he goes down to Wall Street. That's his job. He's a parasite. He is a murderer.
Donc voici un petit aperçu de ce fameux Max KEISER, donc un vrai maximaliste comme on les aime. En tout cas, il a fait une interview concernant BlackRock et il les critique sévèrement, comme l'un des acteurs les moins moraux de Wall Street. Donc il explique que leur modèle commercial consiste tout simplement à repackager des actions et à les vendre sous forme d'ETF. Et bien sûr avec les ETF possédant parfois plus d'actions que celles qui sont disponibles sur le marché. Donc il explique ouvertement que BlackRock manipule le marché et surtout a une influence politique importante aux États-Unis. Et ce qui est intéressant dans cette interview, il explique aussi que Bitcoin représente une inversion historique où les gens ordinaires ont investi en premier, contrairement à la tradition où Wall Street gagne d'abord. Donc je vous laisse regarder l'interview et je reviens après.
So BlackRock's terrible. They're one of the worst players on Wall Street. They're completely without morals whatsoever. Their business model is just repackaging stocks and selling them as ETFs. They own more, their ETFs own more stocks than there are stocks, right? They're just peddle there, and they charge a fee for that. And they have incredible political influence that they use to make it easier for them to game the system. And they are really a plague on capitalism. But they become a useful idiot in this case. The thing about Graham is that Bitcoin was really the first major financial play in history where the plebs got to it first. Usually it's the reverse. Wall Street makes their money and then they sell off bits and pieces, right? Companies go public and the insiders make tons of money, and then the public can buy shares in the aftermarket. And the feast has already happened, and they can buy shares. But here in this case, the feast happened by the plebs, by the people who were marginally on of society buying Bitcoin when it was $1 and $5 and $10, and now that it's getting close to 40,000, now you see Wall Street coming in. So it's really a reverse of what we've seen historically with markets, in that the little guy got there first, and they've made a ton of money. And now Wall Street comes in and everyone's going to make a ton more money. So yeah, BlackRock and all these other firms, Fidelity, will launch ETFs, and it'll bring in a tremendous amount of capital. And the product itself, the Bitcoin ETF, is an inferior product to owning Bitcoin outright, just like the gold ETF is an inferior product to owning the gold outright, because in the gold ETF, if there's a credit problem with the custodian bank and they go bankrupt for some reason, it says in the fine print that they can settle with you, the ETF owner, in cash. So you don't get gold for your gold ETF. You get paper money, which is the thing you're trying to avoid. Same thing with a Bitcoin ETF. It'll have contingencies in the prospectus that make it very much inferior to simply buying Bitcoin and putting it into cold storage and taking it out of the system. But nevertheless, it will unleash a lot of capital And, we're going to get to a valuation of Bitcoin, which would be similar to gold. So gold is in the 10 trillion approximately market capitalization, the global gold stock that's traded. And Bitcoin is just under 1 trillion. So you're going to get a 10x on Bitcoin pretty quickly here. So you're talking 400,000 to compete with gold. I think we could get it on this move. You're going to get it definitely above 250,000 on this wave, on this move. Will we get to 400,000 on this without a correction? And Bitcoin corrects pretty severely every few years. Possibly, we'll have to see how it develops. But I have a feeling that because the fiat money world is collapsing so rapidly, and the model of the nation state itself is collapsing, that we could be pretty shocked on the upside in terms of where Bitcoin is going.
Donc en résumé, Max Keiser dit que les entreprises telles que BlackRock et Fidelity qui ont lancé un ETF Bitcoin, ça va attirer énormément de capitaux sur le marché. Il explique aussi que leur ETF, qui a été critiqué pour ses lacunes par rapport à la détention directe d'or, fera de même que le Bitcoin ETF pourrait tout simplement présenter des inconvénients par rapport à la possession directe de Bitcoin. Il explique aussi la valorisation du Bitcoin. Il explique que l'ETF Bitcoin va débloquer d'énormes capitaux et la détention directe de Bitcoin est considérée comme supérieure. Il dit aussi que la valorisation du Bitcoin pourrait rivaliser avec l'or, soit l'équivalent d'un beau x10, 400 000 $, si on voit par rapport à la market cap de l'or. Et il explique que les prochaines provisions concernant le prix du Bitcoin au prochain bull run, à son pic, il pourrait atteindre entre 200 000 et 250 000 $. Donc les points négatifs concernant ce que dit Max Keiser, c'est que le monde de la monnaie fiduciaire est en rapide effondrement et que le modèle de l'État-nation montre des signes de déclin. Donc c'est assez apocalyptique et il explique tout simplement que ça sera bénéfique pour le Bitcoin malgré les corrections périodiques concernant le Bitcoin tous les 4 ans. Vous savez très bien que le bull run, c'est tous les 4 ans avec le halving. Et ce qui va être intéressant, c'est de voir ce qui pourrait arriver. En tout cas, c'était la provision concernant Max Keiser, le fameux maximaliste. J'espère que cette vidéo vous a plu. Donc, n'hésitez pas à laisser un commentaire concernant Max le maximaliste. Et je vous dis à la prochaine.